These common household items can pose a threat when they deteriorate after they expire. 1. Bleach. Be aware of the expiration date of your bleach, as it loses its effectiveness over time. Bleach is a household staple that has been used for decades as a disinfectant. However, it's important to note that it does have an expiration date, which may come sooner than expected, despite its strong reputation. 2. Boxed wine. Boxed wine doesn't last as long as bottled. While wine can benefit from aging, the same cannot be said for boxed wine, which typically has an expiration date of 6 to 8 months after purchase. 3. Medicine. Medicines that have expired should be properly disposed of. It is not recommended to store medicines in the bathroom, as the humidity and warmth can negatively affect both prescription and over-the-counter medications. Medical professionals advise disposing of any medication that has passed its expiration date. 4. Dishwashing detergent. Dishwashing detergent. Dish detergent should be replaced after 3 months. Dish detergent loses its cleaning power over time as the enzymes degrade, leading to less effective cleaning and potentially dirty dishes. 5. Sponges. Sponges. Sponges, despite being used to clean dirty dishes and other surfaces, can still accumulate germs even if they are rinsed and dried frequently. It's recommended to replace sponges every 2 weeks of regular use. A study revealed that sponges can harbor an increase of bacteria, including E. coli and Salmonella. By not replacing the sponge frequently, you risk being exposed to these harmful bacteria. 6. Mouthwash. Mouthwash. Mouthwash remains effective for a few years. Unlike some other hygiene products, has a longer shelf life of a few years and remains effective for a decent amount of time. Mouthwash with alcohol as an ingredient is an antiseptic, but over time, it can break down and lose its effectiveness after 2 to 3 years. 7. Sunscreen. Sunscreen is generally effective for up to 3 years. All sunscreens must have an expiration date on the packaging as per FDA regulations, but it may not be easily visible. In case you're unable to find the expiration date, make a note of the month and year of purchase. 8. Contact lenses. Eye contact lens cases should be replaced after 3 months, as bacteria can form an invisible film called a biofilm on the lenses, which protects the bacteria from the solution and increases the risk of infection. 9. Toothpaste. It's probably a good idea to discard toothpaste after 2 years. Toothpaste is something that people often don't consider can expire. After a certain period of time, the ingredients in toothpaste will separate and crystallize, making it less effective. On the other hand, toothbrushes do not have an expiration date, but it is important to replace them every 4 months, especially if you have had a cold during that period, as germs can accumulate on the bristles. 10. Eye drops. Eye drops should be discarded 28 days after opening the seal. Dye drops typically contain a preservative that maintains the product's sterility for 28 days after opening the seal. To prevent the risk of bacterial infection, it's recommended to discard the bottle 4 weeks after opening it. 11. Mascara. Discard mascara to avoid eye infections. Using old mascara can be harmful. A study published in Optometry, a medical journal, found that 3 months after opening a new mascara product, microbial growth contaminated 36.4% of the tubes. 12. Canned goods. Canned goods have a longer shelf life than fresh produce, but still have an expiration date. When stored in a cool and dark place, canned food typically lasts between 1 to 4 years. Expired canned foods should never be consumed. 13. Loofahs. Loofahs should be replaced every 3 to 4 weeks. Loofahs are an effective tool for cleaning the body, convenient, and offer a better clean than other alternatives. However, it's important to keep in mind the need to replace them frequently. Loofahs are used to exfoliate the skin, but if they are not dried properly, dirt and dead skin cells can get trapped in the material. This can lead to the spread of bacteria that can cause infections. Dermatologists recommend replacing your loofah every 3 to 4 weeks to avoid this risk. 14. Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil that has passed its expiration date should be handled with caution. It's crucial to pay attention to the expiration date of vegetable oil, as expired oil can produce harmful compounds linked to neurological disorders, cancer, and heart disease. Typically, vegetable oil has a shelf life of 6 months after opening and should be discarded when expired. Indicators of spoilage include a bitter odor, color alteration, or cloudiness. To ensure safety, it's recommended to buy smaller bottles if you don't frequently use vegetable oil. 15. Pillows. The National Sleep Foundation suggests replacing your pillow every 1 to 2 years, as pillows tend to collect dead skin cells, hair, and body oil. If you're not following this guideline, you may not be getting the most hygienic sleep. Prolonged use of the same pillow can create an ideal breeding ground for dust mites, which can exacerbate asthma and allergy symptoms. Additionally, using a pillow for too long can also lead to discomfort and pain in the back and neck. 16. Children's car seats. A child's car seat can lose its effectiveness over time due to deterioration. A child's car seat, made of plastic which becomes brittle over time, can deteriorate and lose its effectiveness. However, it's good to know that you have about 6 years before you have to replace it with a new one. 17. Baking flour. Flour can develop mold over time. Flour is a common kitchen ingredient that many of us take for granted, but like other foods, it can spoil if not stored properly. Fortunately, it's easy to identify when flour has gone bad. It will have a rancid smell or visible mold, especially if it's been exposed to water. 18. Apples. Apples should not be stored in a cold environment. Apples can be stored at room temperature for a week or two, but they become mealy quickly when stored in the refrigerator. Furthermore, apples emit a natural gas that can cause other fruits to ripen faster. It's best not to store them in the fridge with other perishable fruits. 19. First aid liquids. Hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol have expiration dates. To ensure maximum effectiveness in first aid, it is important to pay attention to the expiration dates of hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol, which lose their potency past the use before date. 20. Disposable razors. Disposable razors are only effective for approximately 3 shaves. Disposable razors are more convenient than electric razors as they don't require cleaning or charging, but they also can attract bacteria. After 3 shaves, disposable razors can cause skin rashes and irritation, therefore, it's important to replace them regularly to avoid these issues. 21. Extension cords. Damaged cords should be discarded. Although there is no expiration date for electrical cords and extension cords, they can become dangerous over time as they wear out or fray, creating a fire hazard. 22. Avocados. Avocados should not be stored in a cold environment. If you want to ripen unripe avocados, don't put them in the fridge, as the cold air will slow down the ripening process. Instead, place them in a cool, dry place, such as on a counter, exposed to the open air. 23. Bath towels. Experts advise replacing bathing towels every 3 years. Bathroom towels should be replaced every 3 years for hygiene reasons, as they are constantly exposed to warm and moist environments which can create a breeding ground for bacteria. Frequently washing them in hot water can help, but it also causes the fabric to wear out more quickly, reducing its effectiveness in drying. 24. Acne medications. Discard expired acne medications. It's important to know that acne medications, like many other products, lose their effectiveness after their expiration date, so it's crucial to discard and replace them once they reach that point. 25. Bananas. It's best not to store bananas in your fridge. Bananas retain their nutrients better when stored at room temperature. Cold temperatures slow down the ripening process, but refrigerators' high humidity can cause bananas to turn brown or black. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing, and see you guys next time.